You think you know American skiing. You picture the glitz of Aspen, maybe the sheer vertical of Jackson Hole.
Right, or the massive, almost corporate efficiency of a place like Vail.
Exactly. But then you look west,
Yeah.
you look north, and you find a mountain that it almost defies comprehension in its sheer colossal scale. Big Sky, Montana.
It's a name that really promises everything, doesn't it?
Sure.
Infinite space, untouched wilderness, that true Western solitude.
But the reality is a little more complicated.
Well, yeah, like most travel promises these days, especially with consolidation and all this hyperwealth, the reality of Big Sky is heavily influenced by marketing and, maybe more importantly, by its very, very wealthy next-door neighbor, the Yellowstone Club.
Okay, let's unpack this. We spent the time, we've crunched the numbers, and we are diving deep into what we're calling the brutal truth of this lonely giant. Our mission today is to look at all the sources and figure out if Big Sky's reputation as the biggest skiing in America actually holds up against the unrelenting cold, the staggering logistical demands, and, the astonishing cost.
The sources paint a really polarizing picture. Big Sky is a place that's defined by extreme beauty, but also, and this is crucial, extreme exclusion.
So the question we're asking is for you, the listener.
Right. It's simple. Does the commitment required, the time, the sub-zero temperatures, the financial output, does all of that make Big Sky worth it? Especially for an expert skier who's really just looking for that rare luxury of true solitude.
That is our mission. Does this colossal resort live up to the hype? Or is it just a manufactured billionaire's playground that filters down to a very cold, very difficult experience for the rest of us?
And we're looking for those aha moments.
We are. And right out of the gate, we found three, I'd say, deeply contrarian surprises that the glossy Big Sky brochures absolutely leave out. Number one, the scale is massive. It is just bigger than you can possibly comprehend. You're skiing across 4 mountains, over 5,800 skiable acres.
It's immense.
It is, and it's all interconnected by these huge high-speed lifts. But despite that scale, it feels totally, almost eerily empty.
That's the thing.
Our sources reported skiing for 3 hours straight, on complex terrain, and genuinely not seeing another human being. It's this isolated, immense loneliness.
And what's fascinating there is that the mountain has, in effect, purchased that emptiness.
What do you mean?
Well, that massive scale is exactly why you don't find lift lines. It's designed to disperse people. But the practical side effect of that is that everything else, dining, services, is also decentralized and spread way out.
So you gain solitude, but you lose convenience.
You got it.
Okay, number two, the town isn't a town.
No, not at all.
If you're coming from Europe, or you're just dreaming of that classic American ski vacation, strolling down a historic Victorian Main Street, browsing little bookstores.
Grabbing a hot chocolate, yeah.
That's not happening here. You are going to be severely disappointed. Big Sky is a manufactured series of strip malls, concrete condos, and functional base structures. It has the amenities, but zero of the organic soul of a real mountain community.
And that lack of history is so critical to understanding the entire vibe of the place. It really does impact everything, from the energy at the base area or, the lack of energy, to the dining scene, which feels very temporary and corporate.
It was built for skiing, not for living.
It was built to serve as a ski mountain, not to grow into a community. Exactly.
And number three, this is the one that really shocked our research team because it hits your wallet the hardest. The lift ticket, which is already, you could argue, the most expensive in America.
It's right up there.
It does not include access to the legendary Lone Peak Tram.
That's the kicker.
If you want that peak experience, you have to pay extra. Every single ride. It's on dynamic pricing, so it can be anywhere from $10 to over $40.
Per ride. So you're essentially paying twice for the single most defining feature of the entire mountain. And if we just connect this to the bigger picture, the defining physical downside is the cold. And we're not talking about a crisp, charming winter day.
No, this is different.
This is a brutal physical cold. Our research shows exposed skin can freeze in just 4 minutes because of the wind chill at those high elevations. It is a relentless physical opponent.
Okay, so with all of that, the cost, the cold, the manufactured feel, the logistical mess, here's the bold claim we are starting with.
Okay.
Big Sky might, just might, be the only major resort left in America that actually functions the way skiing was meant to be.
Meaning what?
No lift lines, no fighting for space, just pure, untracked, immense turns. It has successfully weaponized its price and its isolation to buy its way out of the crowds that plague literally everywhere else.
So the question becomes, for you, the dedicated skier, is buying that rare solitude worth the potential logistical chaos and, well, financial ruin?
Let's dive into how this all happened. Segment 9. Context and identity, the manufactured Wild West.
Hmm.
It's just impossible to talk about Big Sky without acknowledging the moment we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago, it was still kind of that if you know giant,
Mm-hmm.
known mostly to experts. But now, it's trending. It's on the news. Why the sudden transformation? Why now?
It's an absolutely perfect storm of culture, technology, and economics. I mean, first you have the massive cultural impact of the Yellowstone TV show.
Before it.
It just romanticized this rugged Montana landscape, the whole Western lifestyle, and it drove enormous curiosity and travel into that area. People want to live the Dutton fantasy.
And that fantasy collided head-on with the pandemic.
Right. You had this huge influx of high-earning remote workers who were suddenly free from their coastal cities. They saw Big Sky as a place to go to relocate or at least spend a lot of time in an isolated place that still had world-class amenities.
And that changed the local economy forever.
Completely. And
Yeah.
that convergence extends to the skiing itself, the consolidation of ski passes. I mean, Big Sky being on both the Icon Pass and the Mountain Collective suddenly put it on the radar for millions of skiers who, before, they just stuck to Utah or Colorado or California.
So they show up expecting something like Palisades or Snowbird.
Exactly. They expect that same seamless infrastructure.
Yeah.
And what they find creates this immediate, almost painful identity crisis that really defines the resort.
People arrive expecting the rustic Wild West, right? The cowboy culture, the local grit.
Yeah.
And what they actually get are heated leather seats on an 8-person chairlift and $30 designer cocktails in a glass hotel.
It's the ultimate tension between the idea of rustic Montana and the reality of ultra-luxury wealth.
And that wealth really dictates everything.
It does. And a lot of that influence comes directly from its neighbor, the
Yeah.
private community, the Yellowstone Club, the YC.
The Billionaires Club.
That's the one. We're talking residents like Bill Gates, Justin Timberlake. It's that level.
And the sources say the influence is subtle, but it's absolute. Big Sky Resort is basically trying to cater to that YC sensibility without actually being the YC.
Which means the prices, the infrastructure, the level of convenience, it's all designed for that ultra high net worth individual.
Let's talk about what that really means on the ground.
Well, it doesn't just raise the price of a lift ticket, it radically inflates the local labor market.
So the people who work there can't live there.
They can't. The service workers, the people making your bed, serving your chili, running the lifts, they can't afford to live anywhere near Big Sky. They're commuting 60, sometimes 90 minutes from places like Livingston.
Because the housing is priced for people who spend $1,500 a night on a hotel.
Exactly. And that strain on the local workforce, on the infrastructure, it contributes directly to that feeling of a manufactured town.
So you end up with this weird split. On one side, you've got the dirtbag skiers, the experts who are there just for the gnarly terrain, willing to hike and suffer for untracked powder.
They put up with the cost for the pure skiing.
And on the other side, you have what our sources call the fur coats. They require the ultimate convenience, valet parking, heated seats. They don't want to walk 50 feet in their $5,000 ski suit.
And Big Sky has to serve both of them. The entire infrastructure reflects that dichotomy.
And that lack of a real soul, it goes right back to its origins.
It does. Big Sky wasn't a natural town. It was engineered. It was built in the 1970s by the news anchor Chet Huntley, who had this vision of a massive destination resort.
Which is why it doesn't have that 500-year-old culture you find in Europe or even some other American ski towns. It's a resort first, a town second, if at all.
Right.
So if we connect all this to the bigger picture, understanding the geography is not optional. It is absolutely crucial for planning your trip, your budget, everything, because there is no downtown.
No, you have to think about it in 3 distinct separate zones.
Let's lay them out.
Okay, first you have the Mountain Village. This is the main resort base area. It's where the lifts are, the high-end ski-in, ski-out hotels like the Summit or the Montage.
So you maximize your time on the slopes,
But dining is limited and very, very expensive.
got it. Second zone.
The Meadow Village. This is about 6 miles, maybe a 15-minute drive down the mountain. This is where you find more local residences, slightly cheaper condos, and essentials. Crucially, it's where Roxy's Market, the only full grocery store, is located.
So if you want to save money and cook for yourself, you have to be near the meadow.
You have to be.
And finally,
The Canyon. This area is way down by the Gallatin River, right
Mhm.
along that really dangerous road, Highway 191. This is where you'll find the true budget options, like the Whitewater Inn.
You get the lowest price per night, but you're adding a 20 to 30-minute high-risk drive to your commute every morning and every night.
Yeah,
The major takeaway here before you even look at flights is that this is a driving destination. I mean, we can't stress this enough.
it really is. Unlike a place where you can just walk everywhere, Big Sky requires a reliable vehicle. The
Mm,
free shuttle, the Skyline bus, it exists. But relying on it is just, it's a bad idea if you value your time.
That physical, spread-out nature is a cost. It has to be factored into the price of the whole experience.
The cost of solid starts way before you buy the lift ticket. It starts with your rental car.
Segment 2, the intimidating scale and arrival logistics. Okay, let's talk about getting there, because the whole process it's a complete emotional roller coaster. It starts with a surprisingly nice welcome.
It does. The initial impression when you land is excellent. Flying into Bozeman, BZN, it's genuinely one of the nicest regional airports in the U.S. It feels like a lodge.
Amber beams, fireplaces.
Yeah, stone fireplaces in the terminals. And crucially, it's fast. You can be off the plane, have your bags, and be out the door in 20 minutes. You're ready to go.
You feel great. The system works. You're high on travel efficiency. But that security is a false sense of peace.
It is. The journey hasn't really begun until you hit the Canyon Drive. And we need to be really serious about the reality of Highway 191.
This is the hour-long, two-lane road that takes you from the Bozeman area up to the resort. And it's stunningly beautiful. It winds along the Gallatin River.
It's where they filmed parts of River. A river runs through it. Towering cliffs, icy water. It's gorgeous.
Huh.
But it is statistically one of Montana's most dangerous stretches of highway.
The danger is that combination of conditions and behaviors.
Yeah.
In winter, the canyon floor almost never sees the sun, so the road is just a sheet of black ice.
Right, and you have this collision of driving styles. You have nervous tourists from, Florida going 30 miles an hour mixed with massive semi-trucks, and then locals who know the road and are driving 70.
It's a lethal mix.
This is not a suggestion. This is a critical safety warning based on all our sources. If you rent a car and you do not get a vehicle with 4WD, all-wheel drive, or at least proper winter tires, you're being negligent.
You're risking your vacation and your safety. That road demands maximum respect.
Absolutely, especially since you're often driving it in the dark, either from the airport or coming home late from dinner.
So you survive the canyon drive, you finally get to the mountain village, and the whole atmosphere just shifts. My first impression was industrial, almost sterile. Yeah, corporate, a lot of concrete, but none of the chaotic, festive vibe you get at other resorts.
It feels serious because it is a place built for function and exclusivity, and you immediately notice the efficiency, which is a huge plus. It's owned by Boyne Resorts, and they run a very tight, high-tech operation.
No lines for passes, quick service.
But then you look up,
Yeah.
and the sheer scale of the mountain just makes all your other ski experiences feel, inadequate. Lone Peak isn't just big, it's incredibly intimidating.
Intimidating is the perfect word. It looks less like a ski hill and more like a jagged volcano of rock and ice that just erupted from the earth.
Yeah.
The way it stands alone it's both awe-inspiring and terrifying.
Yeah, and the atmosphere reflects that. The
Yeah.
people are wearing expensive technical gear, the $800 Arc'teryx shells.
Right.
The energy is focused. People are there to ski hard and fast. There's no sprawling communal dive bar vibe spilling out onto the plaza at 2 in the afternoon.
But the flip side of that sterile feeling is the sheer efficiency of the engineering that lets you ski it.
Yeah.
The tech is next level.
The lack of lift lines is the main advantage, for sure.
And the technology makes the cold physically bearable. I mean, we're talking about the Ramcharger 8, an 8-seater chairlift with heated leather seats and a weather bubble.
It's like a small, luxurious spaceship.
It is. It whisks you up the mountain in minutes.
And that level of infrastructure is non-negotiable because of the scale and the exposure. You look at the trail map and it's overwhelming. You realize immediately you can't ski this place in a week.
And you're constantly reminded of the environment. The wind is a physical force, even at the hotel. Big Sky is selling efficiency to manage its size and its harshness.
The efficiency and the intimidation, that's the dichotomy.
So now let's pull up the receipts and talk about what it costs to buy that luxury of solitude. Segment 3, the financial cost and the value of solitude. Okay, time to pull up the spreadsheets. This is where we figure out if that unparalleled solitude is really worth the enormous financial premium.
Prepare for sticker shock. The baseline costs at Big Sky are. They're meticulously designed to be high. It is an intentional barrier to entry.
Let's start with the lift ticket shock.
Hmm.
For the casual traveler, if you don't have a season pass like Icon, buying a peak daily ticket is, well, it's financial self-destruction.
Hmm.
Our sources were clocking peak daily prices at over $250 per day.
And that's before anything else?
Right. And that price point, it's a critical part of your crowd control strategy. It's a direct deterrent to casual visitors, making sure the only people paying full price are either highly committed or
Yeah.
they just don't care about the cost.
Right.
But here's the kicker we mentioned in the intro. The $250 does not include the main event. It does not get you on the lone peak tram.
The tram tax.
Exactly. They have a dynamic pricing structure.
It's a brilliant if frustrating behavioral pricing strategy. The cost changes minute by minute based on real-time demand, weather, time of day.
We saw prices from $10 during an off-peak bad weather moment up to $40, even more, for a single ride when the sun's out and the powder's fresh.
Think about what that means.
Well, if you're that dedicated dirtbag skier, the one who came just for the extreme terrain off the peak, you might want to lap the tram 4 or 5 times a day. If you're paying $25 a ride, you're suddenly adding an extra $125 a day to your cost. Your ticket price just shot up to almost $350.
You're paying for the core experience twice.
And it's especially bad when you think about wind closures.
Oh, yeah. So when the upper mountain is closed, the lower lifts get busier. You'd think the tram price might go down.
But our sources found the opposite. If demand spikes in that first hour after a long wind hold, the price just rockets up. It capitalizes on that pent-up desire.
It's a genius piece of revenue management designed for people who just cannot bear to miss the peak.
Okay, let's talk about where you sleep. There are 3 distinct tiers, and your choice here basically dictates your entire trip. First, the high end, staying the Montage, the Summit, a fancy condo on the mountain. This is ultimate ski-in, ski-out convenience. Valet, heated boots, all of it.
And the price?
You're looking at a minimum of $1,000 to $2,000 per night. It's pure luxury pricing.
Then you have the mid-range.
Right. A condo or rental in the Meadow Village, this is more like $400 to $700 a night. It's manageable for a couple, but you make a trade-off.
The logistical trade-off. You have to drive or take the slow shuttle up to the base every single day.
Exactly. And then there's the so-called budget tier.
So-called budget, yeah.
This means staying down in the canyon or even further out in Gallatin Gateway. You might find a room for $150 or $200 a night.
But you're adding that 20 to 30-minute drive each way on that icy, dangerous highway. The psychological cost of that commute often just isn't worth the small saving.
And those savings get eaten up immediately by food costs.
Oh, absolutely. Eating out is resort standard pricing, plus a big Montana premium. A simple cafeteria burger is $22 to $25. A beer is $14.
If you eat 3 meals out, you need to budget $150 per person per day, conservatively.
Which brings us to the non-negotiable financial hack.
The grocery strategy. You have to use Roxy's Market in the Meadow Village.
Now, Roxy's is high-end. It's like a Whole Foods. But it is exponentially cheaper than eating on the mountain. By cooking simple meals, pasta, eggs, sandwiches, you can cut your food costs down to about $40 a day.
Without that strategy, Big Sky is just financially unsustainable for most people.
It is.
We also have to factor in transport costs. That 4WD SUV is expensive, $100 to $150 a day, easy.
Right. And you might be tempted to use the free bus, but as we said, its limitations just reinforce the need for that pricey rental.
Okay, let's put it all together. The full cost matrix for a 5-day trip, 4 days skiing.
Okay.
First, the dirtbag band. You've got your Icon pass, you're staying in a Bozeman hostel and driving the canyon, which we don't recommend, and you're eating only sandwiches. You're looking at $1,500 to $2,500 per person.
Next, the mid-range couple. Meadow condo, cooking most meals, paying the tram tax a few times. This is $3,500 to $4,500 per person.
That's the key. That's not the cost for the couple. It's per person. It completely defies the idea of a mid-range budget.
And finally, the luxury family. Skiing out, multiple days of ski school at $300 a day per kid, private transport, eating out a lot.
$15,000 to $20,000.
Where?
Or more.
Easily.
So, what does this all mean for the value?
Well, if you're an intermediate skier who's mostly on groomers, the value is unequivocally terrible. You are paying a huge premium for terrain you can find for way less money somewhere else. Go to Park City.
But here's where it gets really interesting. For the expert, dedicated skier, it's arguably better value than Vail.
How so?
You pay similar prices, maybe a bit more, but you avoid 45-minute lift lines. You're paying a premium not for the amenities, but for the priceless luxury of solitude and space.
That's the core transaction at Big Sky. You are explicitly buying the absence of crowds. You are paying for capacity control.
And in today's ski industry, that is the rarest and therefore the most expensive commodity you can buy.
Segment 4. Critical logistics and planning traps. The scale, the isolation, the unique pricing. It all means that even a small planning mistake can dramatically impact your trip.
Or ruin it completely. Let's cover 3 major pitfalls you have to avoid.
Okay.
Trap number 1. The Bozeman Base Camp Trap. This is the most common mistake for budget travelers. They see the cheaper hotels in Bozeman 45 minutes away and think they'll just commute.
Don't do it, please. That 45-minute drive it's wildly optimistic. It turns into an hour, easy, with winter traffic and ice. You're exhausted before you even put your boots on.
You're wasting 2 hours of valuable time and energy every day just sitting in a car.
Right. And then you get to the base, and parking is limited and super expensive, so you end up in a free overflow lot, which means another shuttle ride, another delay.
You end up burning 2 or 3 hours of your precious ski day commuting. The logistical pain is just not worth the small savings.
Stay closer.
Stay in the meadow, stay in the canyon, just stay closer. Trap number 2. The Tram auto charge nightmare.
This one.
This is a specific, mandatory, and really non-intuitive step for riding the tram.
Yeah.
And it holds up the whole line.
So because the tram costs extra per ride, you have to enable auto charge on your RFID pass online. You have to link it to your credit card before you get to the gate.
If you wait until you're standing in the tram line, you will be that person desperately trying to get a cell signal to finish the transaction, holding up 50 angry skiers behind you.
And mountain cell service is notoriously spotty. The crucial advice here is do it on the hotel Wi-Fi the night before. It is not optional if you want to ski the peak.
It's a necessary step for the frictionless experience they're selling.
Exactly. Trap number 3, the meadow versus mountain disconnect. This is the core choice that defines your whole trip, and there's no perfect answer.
If you stay up on the mountain, you get that ski in, ski out convenience, but you're trapped. You're eating overpriced, often disappointing resort food for every meal unless you want to drive down 6 miles.
Right. If you're there to maximize slope time, stay on the mountain, but accept the food situation.
If you stay in the meadow, you get access to Roxy's Market. Better food, more options. But you have to commit to driving up to the base every single day and dealing with parking.
Our sources suggest if you care about food or saving money, stay in the meadow and just accept the 15-minute drive.
Okay, let's talk about gear. Big Sky is a genuinely harsh environment. This is not Tahoe. This is Montana winter.
Yeah, your gear choices are about survival and endurance, not just preference. You need extreme layers, and specifically a quality balaclava or face mask.
Zero exposed skin is the rule. We are talking about wind chills that can hit -40. You can't just wear a thin neck gaiter. You need full facial protection.
Right. And you have to watch for frost nip, that mild tingling or numbness. If you see any skin turning white or gray or feeling waxy, you have to get inside immediately and warm it up gradually.
Your endurance on this mountain is tied directly to how well you manage the cold.
100%.
And finally, a tip on sea rentals. Big Sky is sometimes known as Big Rock.
Affectionately or unaffectionately, yes. The terrain is abrasive, it's rocky, it is tough on your gear.
If you bring your own brand new skis, you risk destroying the bases.
We strongly recommend renting local skis and absolutely buying the demo insurance. It covers the inevitable core shots and base damage. It's a small price to pay to protect your equipment.
Good to know. And for connectivity, for all those remote workers, hotel Wi-Fi is generally fast. But for mobile, AT&T had decent coverage. Verizon was spotty, especially in the canyon.
Which just reinforces the need to do your essential online tasks like the tram auto charge on a secured network.
Segment V, safety and the physical challenge. Big Sky demands respect, not just for your wallet, but for your physical safety, your skill, and your endurance.
Let's start with the comfort factor, which in a way is a safety feature. The infrastructure is phenomenal.
Those heated lifts.
The heated Ram Charger 8 and Swift Current 6 make a massive difference. When it's 0 degrees out, being able to sit on a heated chair inside a bubble lets you ski a full day without that bone-deep chill wearing you down. It mitigates exposure fatigue.
But that luxury only helps with the cold. It doesn't eliminate the other dangers of the terrain. The biggest safety risk here is tree walls.
In deep snow, these voids form around the base of pine trees, where the branches keep the snow from packing down. They are a deadly issue, especially in the glades near the Iron Horse lift.
Yeah, and the physics are terrifying. If you
Yeah.
fall headfirst into one, you get disoriented instantly, and the snow packs in around you. You can suffocate very quickly.
You can't self-rescue. The rule at Big Sky is absolute. Never ski glades alone. You need a partner to pull you out.
Then there's just the big factor. The sheer size of the mountain is a safety risk in itself. People get lost.
They do. It's easy to get disoriented in those vast bowls. Take Liberty Bowl off the back of Lone Peak. It's this massive 6-mile-long expanse of terrain. If you get hurt way out there, ski patrol response is inherently slow.
So you need to be prepared. Carry a small pack. Be mindful of boundaries.
And you cannot trust the standard trail ratings. Our sources confirm the ratings at Big Sky are exceptionally stiff.
This is crucial for anyone coming from another resort.
To put it in perspective for you, a blue intermediate run at Big Sky is generally equal to a black diamond at many resorts in California or Utah. You should ski your first day very conservatively.
And the double black ratings, they are severe. They imply steep chutes, exposure to rocks, mandatory cliff drops, and the potential for a 2,000-foot uncontrolled slide if you fall.
That terrain is for experts only, and you should scout it carefully.
We also have to remember where we are, geographically. You're deep inside the greater Yellowstone ecosystem. You are sharing the space with large, dangerous animals.
That's right. Moose in the parking lots, elk on the roads, especially at dawn and dusk. This is not a petting zoo. You have to be vigilant, especially driving the canyon.
And finally, altitude. The base is at 7,500 feet. The peak is over 11,000. That rapid gain on the tram can be a huge shock to your system.
Acute mountain sickness is a real thing, especially if you flew in from sea level. It's a threat to your performance. Our sources mentioned headaches and lethargy for the first couple of days. The key is aggressive, preemptive hydration. It's about maintaining the energy you need for those huge vertical drops.
And one final note, our anti-scam watch.
Yeah.
We confirm the priority boarding passes they sell are generally a complete waste of money.
Because there are no lines.
Exactly. The lift lines are rarely long enough to justify paying to skip them. Save that money for the tram tax. Segment 6. The experience highlights and disappointments. Okay, after all the logistics, the costs, the dangers, let's talk about the emotional rewards, the moments that make it all worth it.
The ultimate highlight, the real spiritual payoff, has to be the top of the tram on a clear day. You step out onto this metal grate platform, completely exposed to the elements. The wind is howling, but the view is just immense.
It is absolute terrifying spiritual vertigo. You feel like you're on the roof of the continent. You can see landmarks in 3 different states. You can see the Grand Tetons in Wyoming, almost 100 miles away. That view alone is worth the $40 ride, even if you just ride the tram back down. It's a geological experience.
It is.
For me, the most memorable moment was just about the skiing in the solitude. We were on a run called Elk Park Ridge. It's this massive, wide, perfectly groomed roller.
Beautiful run.
And I skied the entire thing top to bottom at 10:30 on a Saturday morning. And I did not see another human being. I stopped midway and just thought, I own this mountain right now.
That feeling, that simply does not exist anywhere else on a Saturday morning.
It doesn't.
That is the ultimate luxury Big Sky provides. Another highlight that delivers on that old school luxury promise is Everett's 8800.
The restaurant on Andesite.
Yeah. It's all massive stone fireplaces, heavy timber. It provides that sense of remote, refined comfort. It delivers on the aesthetic promise of Montana luxury.
Okay, now for the inevitable disappointments.
Yeah.
Because it is not perfect. Number 1 for me, the wind hole closure.
This is a major risk when you're paying $250 a day. The entire upper mountain is highly susceptible to wind. If they put it on hold, you're restricted to the lower, flatter, and frankly, less exciting terrain.
So you've paid top dollar for an intermediate mountain experience. If the tram is closed for 2 of your 3 days, the value just plummets.
My biggest personal disappointment was the ghost town of Press scene.
Oh, yeah.
We finished skiing at 4 p.m., excited for that base area energy. We went to Scissor Bill's, which was fine, solid bar food. But by 5:30, the base area was functionally dead. Everyone just retreats to their condos.
There's no communal energy.
Yeah.
No packed party scene like you'd find in Breckenridge or Whistler. It is a lonely resort.
It reinforces that manufactured corporate feel.
And finally, a disappointment that hits you every day. The on-mountain food quality versus its price.
Our sources paid $18 for a bowl of chili that was lukewarm and mostly beans, just forgettable.
I remember looking at that $18 chili and realizing I was paying a premium for something that felt like it was designed by an airport cafeteria. The quality just does not match the price.
Which brings us back to the advice. Practice sandwich. The mountain is designed for solitude, not for socializing or gastronomic excellence.
Segment 7. Actionable alternatives and final verdict. So, Big Sky is demanding. If the cost, the cold, or the logistics sound like too much, where should an expert skier go instead?
We have 3 excellent alternatives, and each one fills a specific void that Big Sky creates.
Okay.
If you want steep terrain, massive vertical, a cowboy vibe, and a vibrant historic town with great dining and nightlife, alternative 1 is Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Jackson has the history, the town square, the buzzing bar scene, and the terrain is just as legendary.
Corbett's Couloir gives Lone Peak a run for its money. The big caveat, though, Jackson Hole is way more crowded. You will face brutal lift lines.
So you trade solitude for soul.
Exactly. Costs are comparable, but the non-skiing experience is superior.
Alternative 2, Grand Targhee, Wyoming.
This is the budget Powderhound alternative. It's on the quieter western side of the Tetons.
It's smaller, much cheaper, and it gets more snow. It's famous for deep powder, and it has that authentic grassroots soul that Big Sky completely lacks.
The trade-off is you sacrifice luxury, no heated 8-person chairs. Lodging is rustic. You're trading infrastructure for consistent powder and big savings. It's where the dirtbag skier is truly happy.
And alternative 3, Bridgerable.
If you're the dedicated backpacker traveler and you're in the Bozeman area anyway, this is your mountain. It's the locals' hill, 20 minutes from town, non-profit.
And it offers genuinely hardcore terrain. The Schleisman's lift accesses inbounds terrain that is so gnarly you need an avalanche transceiver to even ride the lift.
Right. You're moving into backcountry safety protocols inside the resort. And tickets are under $100. This is where locals earn their turns.
For those who can afford the time, our sources suggest the ultimate road trip. 10 days combining Jackson, a drive through West Yellowstone, and then 4 days at Big Sky. You get the culture, the nature, and the uncrowded skiing.
Okay, the final verdict. Let's put Big Sky on the matrix based on traveler personas.
Traveler Type 1, the backpacker budget traveler.
Verdict. Hard no. You will feel unwelcome and punished. It's too isolated, too expensive. Go to Bridgerable or Whitefish where your dollar actually buys you respect.
Traveler Type 2, the mid-range couple.
Verdict, yes, with strict conditions. You have to stay in the meadow, you have to cook your meals, and you must value skiing solitude over nightlife. You are trading money for time on the slopes.
Traveler Type 3, the family.
Verdict, yes, if you can afford the full service. The ski school is great, the heated lifts are a game changer for kids in the cold, and the lack of crowds reduces a lot of stress.
Traveler Type 4, the luxury traveler.
Verdict, absolute, yes. This entire destination was engineered for you. You get immaculate service, convenience, and world-class skiing without the crowds of Aspen or Vail. This is the only place left where you can truly purchase the solitude you're looking for.
So to summarize our deep dive, Big Sky is a demanding, logistics-heavy, financially draining mountain. You have to commit to the cold and the driving.
But
the actual act of skiing, the joy of carving down miles of terrain without seeing another soul, is arguably the best in the U.S. right now.
it's because of that intentionally low density. It's a place that commands respect. It offers space, not comfort. It's lonely, beautiful, brutally cold, and immensely challenging. It's a transaction. Your money buys you silence.
If you can stomach the cost of the cold, it's an unforgettable experience. Just don't forget that 4WD vehicle for the canyon drives.
And please, for the love of all that is whole.
You absolutely must auto-charge your tram pass before you get in line, or you will feel the collective resentment of 50 people waiting behind you.
And here's the provocative thought we'll leave you with. If the greatest luxury in modern travel is the absence of crowds, the ability to buy privacy and space, what price are we truly willing to pay to purchase that solitude?
Consider whether the high cost of Big Sky is less about the inherent expense of running the mountain,
And more about the effective, intentional pricing structure designed explicitly to keep the slopes empty for those who demand that rare, expensive privilege.